Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. Terrain, the new album, is out now. I'm very proud of it. Been working all year on it. It's 7 tracks, and I've been doing playthroughs and little theoretical discussion of each track. We've made it to track 7, Little Bird. Let's take a look. Little Bird is a very plain, dense, harmonically, and direct track, but its inspiration came from a bird that I heard when I was on a walk in my neighborhood. And the bird sang a melody that was terrific. And this is what this is what I heard, at least it's what I brought home with me. It was this very interesting thing that went. I heard it at the beginning of my walk, and so, 45 minutes later, I got home and quickly transcribed it. I'm confident that what I heard was a song sparrow, and I've just misremembered the melody, but that's the melody that I got. Well, getting that melody was a gift because I never would have thought of a melody like that. And it's got some unusual qualities. I won't go into it in great detail, but there's a couple of ways to think about it. It starts off outlining what sounds a little bit like 5-3-9. At least that's what it sounded like to me. And then this strange moment here, Lydian sound. So what I decided it was part of a Lydian B major. We'll take a look at it as it scrolls by. And a melody placed in a strange way within that scale. Well, it influenced me to build a harmonic foundation for it that is what my teacher, Dr. Roland Wiggins, called Pan-Diatonic. It's kind of a stack of all the notes. Let's listen to it. I've added a little beat, a little pulse, sort of sitting down at the bottom. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you hear it the same way I do, but that pulse at the bottom sort of destabilizes the Lydian sound, doesn't it? At this moment, we're going to get a big stack of notes. I remember the first time I heard the music from the film 2001, the vocal music. It was Ligeti's choral music, this strong stack of choral voices, many separate notes in a chorus all at once. It creates a kind of a dense background field. It's a kind of a hum almost. Do you hear a chord? I don't even really hear a chord. It's more like a field of action. Hence the name of my album, Terrain. I think of melody as taking place in a field of action. And so this dense harmonic layer that's in the background, that's the terrain of the piece. Might be a little bit on the nose. I allowed myself to improvise a little bit melodically around that theme. You can hear it. Although it's not on the screen right now, I for some reason didn't select that chunk. A little interruption there in the stream. This is fairly hot. We're listening to it in real time. I'm just streaming it through the Logic project. There are many plugins, lots of reverbs and delays, a good deal of compression. It's a thick sound, but it's a thick, comforting sound to me. I think it might be a little bit eerie and spooky to an awful lot of ears, but this is where I live. This is my ear. My teacher's name, my main teacher back in undergrad, was Dr. Roland Wiggins. And Wiggins was a bit of a theory nerd, one of the greatest pianists I've ever met, and just the warmest cat. One of the things he said to us was, you must become your own theorist. Every musician, every composer, everybody who plays improvised music, creative music, has a challenge in front of them. And that challenge is, what's the idea? What am I doing? Why does this work with this in my worldview? And that question is a pursuit that is not short. Fortunately, we've got persistence on our side. We can stay with it. It took me a long time to not be afraid of what I was actually interested in musically. One of the main things I love about music is its ability to tell a story without being concrete, without being literal. I think I learned the most about that from accompanying, as a pianist, dance classes. My first year, maybe my first week in college, I was already playing piano pretty well. I met a young dancer, and she said, why don't you come into the studio with me and just improvise, accompany me dancing? And I'd never had a chance to do anything like that before. I mean, played in bands and people would dance on the dance floor, but that's a different thing. Here's that direct connection with movement, that immediate and kinesthetic connection with another artist who's expressing something that way. Blew my mind. I can remember it like it was yesterday, and it really was like 45 years ago. The bulk of my work has been as a composer for theater, picture, dance. And when you write music to a specific requirement, those compromises can add up, and eventually you run the risk, I certainly did, of losing track of what's really at the heart of the original interest in music. And my original interest in music was my interest in sound. The initial childlike experience of an encompassing sound that I felt like was fully within me. When I hear a beautiful melody, like that bird song, out on the street, it brings me right back to what was the original fundamental impulse in music making, which is to hear the world, take it in, and send it back out again with just a little bit of my own gloss on it. Well, there, I've talked through this entire track, and it's not a short track, which tells me it's time to wrap this up. I've put up the entire Terrain album on the YouTube channel. Have a listen to it. It's about 40 minutes. It's streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, available on iTunes, and Bandcamp. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe. You know the drill. I'll see you next time.